Disney is coming to the Triangle region of North Carolina. No, I'm not talking about a theme park. I'm talking about a 4,000-home, 1,500-acre community by Storyliving by Disney that's coming to Pittsboro, North Carolina. And while I teased about this community in a video a while back, I finally have some more information to share with y'all about this much anticipated development. So let's dive into the latest and greatest on the community that literally everyone is talking about. But before we get into the details, my name is Matt Martin, and I'm a Raleigh-based realtor. I've helped tons of clients, just like you, relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina, and if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. So first things first, yes, this is real. Disney is building a residential community right here in Chatham County, North Carolina. The neighborhood is called Asteria, and it's part of Disney's Storyliving by Disney initiative, which launched a few years ago with their first community, Cotino, out in Rancho Mirage, California. So Asteria will be the second ever Storyliving community in the US and the first one on the East Coast. Disney Imagineering, which is the group behind all of Disney's theme parks, resorts, attractions, and cruise ships worldwide, essentially the dreamers and developers of all things Disney, they're going to be the visionary behind this community, which will be built in collaboration with DMB Development. Asteria will make up a portion of Chatham Park, which is a massive 8,000-acre master plan community in Pittsboro, North Carolina, about 30 minutes from Chapel Hill, 40 to 45 minutes from Durham, and a little under an hour from Raleigh. Eventually, Chatham Park will feature over 20,000 new homes, restaurants, shops, parks, and rumblings of a golf course. So it's going to completely transform Pittsboro as we know it. But I'm not here to go on and on about Chatham Park. I did that already in this video that you can find here if you want to learn more. But instead, I'm here today to tell you about Disney's Asteria, which is expected to span roughly 1,550 acres and include more than 4,000 homes with a mix of single-family homes, multi-family residences, and a dedicated 55+ section, in addition to amazing amenities, green spaces, and more. So what exactly is a Storyliving community, and how is Asteria going to be different from any other master plan neighborhood in the Triangle? Well, according to Disney, Storyliving communities are places where everyday life is infused with the same sense of wonder and storytelling that you get from their theme parks and resorts, but in a much more grounded residential setting. So this isn't about rides or Mickey Mouse on every corner. Instead, it's all about attention to detail, walkable design, community spaces, and programming that fosters connection and creativity. Asteria's design draws heavily on Disney's expertise in placemaking. In other words, creating environments that evoke emotion and narrative. But unlike a theme park, Disney claims that Asteria will aim for an understated elegance and avoid overt branding in favor of a cohesive aesthetic. So, what kind of amenities will you find once you're inside Asteria? Well, final designs haven't been released yet, but we're expecting the same kinds of amenities you'll find in other high-end master plan communities. That likely will include a clubhouse at the center of the community, of course a wellness center, community gardens, pools, sport courts, event spaces, fire pits, lawn games, and more. Another major focus of not just Asteria, but Chatham Park overall will be walkability and green space. In fact, Asteria's green spaces are a cornerstone of its design, with over 30% of the 1,500 acres dedicated to parks, trails, and natural areas. Imagineers and developers have said that the community will be laced with trails, pocket parks, and outdoor gathering spaces, and that the layout is designed to encourage exploration and connection. Think shaded trails where you can go for an early morning walk, or a plaza where neighbors can gather for weekend concerts, or shared gardens that bring people together in the growing season. In fact, one of the most interesting parts of this project is just how much research Disney has done to make Asteria feel authentically North Carolina. Their Imagineering team toured places like the Sarah P. Duke Gardens in Durham, the North Carolina Museum of Art in Raleigh, and even the public parks in Cary to study local landscape design, regional architecture, and the kinds of public spaces that people actually genuinely enjoy. So the result will be a community that blends Disney's world-class placemaking with a strong sense of local identity. Okay, So now that you have a little background, you've got to be wondering when this amazing community is actually coming. And that's where we've been totally left in the dark. Until now. Just a few weeks ago, we finally got our first sneak peek at the plans and layout for the first phase of Asteria, which will encompass just 217 of the community's ultimate 1,500 plus acres. So the developer is just dipping its toe in here, and that means we're only getting a tiny feel for what the final community will look like. But hey, it's something. Phase 1 will consist of 494 single-family homes, townhomes, duplexes, and quadplexes. And in line with what I'd mentioned earlier, there's no shortage of green space. 25 acres on Asteria's eastern border have been designated as Commons area, and the plat also shows more than 29 acres of open space and 18 acres of public parkland. And to show how on board the city is with these plans, the Pittsboro Town Board of Commissioners apparently didn't ask any questions before unanimously voting 5-0 to approve them. So what does that mean for timing? Great question, and unfortunately, we still don't have any official word on when sales and occupancy will begin. But we can do a little bit of educated guesswork. According to the Chatham Journal, construction on Asteria's first phase is underway, with infrastructure work, roads, utilities, and landscaping expected to take 18 to 24 months. Home building will follow, with the first residents anticipated in 2028. That estimate lines up perfectly with what Disney has published on their website, that sales are expected to begin in 2027. So we all still have a couple more years to wait, including to find out anything about pricing. But I'm sure there will be plenty more leaks in the meantime to whet our appetites. But remember, this is a very large community that will ultimately have 4,000 homes, so it's likely going to take a decade or more to fully build out. If you've watched my other videos, you've likely heard me talk about Wendell Falls, which is another master plan community in the Triangle that's almost exactly the same size and density as Asteria is proposed to be. And that community opened in 2015 and is just now in 2025 building out its final phases. So it's gonna be a little while until we know exactly what the final vision for Asteria will be. So that's a quick update on what's easily one of the most anticipated new developments in the Triangle region of North Carolina, Asteria. Whether or not you're a Disney fan, the fact that a brand like this is choosing to invest in Chatham County says a lot about where this region is headed. If you're interested in learning more about Asteria, or you're ready to kick off your home hunt here in the Triangle region of North Carolina, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and you can find all my contact information in the link below, or by scanning this QR code right here with your phone. And if you like this video, I have a whole catalog of others all about moving to, living in, and buying real estate in and around Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's another one here that you may like, so give it a click to keep on watching.